Good evening, Frenchy, Frenchy, French. Welcome to Montreal by night. Tonight we have a small gathering, or small seat within the cathedral. The newly arrived member of the Serpents of Light, as it's called, is currently most likely making his way towards the library. Am I correct in assuming that?
The library or the chapel. More likely the library.
As you're getting closer to the library, you hear something a little ways off. It's not coming from the library, but it's coming close by. You would think it sounds a bit like singing.
Investigate, of course. What kind of singing does it sound like? Does it sound like your typical choral kind of stuff, or is it something unusual? Or at least unusual for a church?
You would think that this is a bit more like you would think that this is probably normally a form of music that is, well, let me think. No, this looks like a solo, like sounds like a solo performance, give or take. You would think that it's a solo performance. Um, will you trust me when I roll my roll here, because I don't think it will show up.
Trust you, don't worry.
Okay. It actually sounds pretty good. Actually, it sounds very good. Wow. I actually have 5 successes. Whoa. Okay.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
Well, I can't prove it, but then again, it's not really important here. Someone is singing, and it sounds very, very well, but it's maybe more of a warm up. Yeah. It sounds more like, as you listen and maybe approach a bit, it sounds more like practicing of a melody, of how the tones in the melody should go, rather than words.
Ah,
That's like from what you can hear. But the notes are getting hit pretty much clearly and without any error.
so I suppose I'll approach, turn the corner, and see it.
There's a room you can look in. You can see Natalia is just she has like a couple of sheets of paper she's looking at, and she's standing there and seems to be singing.
Politely wait for her to finish before ever so gently knocking along the side of the wall or door or what have you that might be there. And I'll say,
She'll just turn around. She says, Blank, Mr. Blank. Please, I need your opinion. Come.
"Oh well, first opinion is that was awesome. Holy crap! Did you write that yourself?"
Well, yeah. Well, it's work in progress, I suppose. Come, sit down.
Okay.
Um, and she will, in like it will take a little while. She won't sing for you, but she will go over some texts, some early drafts of texts. For instance, like she will, you get the clear impression that she's writing a song or composing a song, more likely, because she's doing a lot more than just the words and the rhymes, but she is composing something to do with someone in the Sabbat. That's quite clear. And there's like you catch some lines about um, something to do with someone formerly of wealth is now is in the service of the Dark Father, clearing all the filth, something like that. It doesn't quite rhyme, but it's clearly a work in progress. Uh, and you can see like, oh, okay, there's some thought behind this construction, but well, yeah, it's a Sabbat, like it's a tribute to the Sabbat, so it's, well, you can gather most of the text is accordingly.
So what do you want from as an opinion here? I mean,
What do you think? Do you think it's is the text good, or should it do a bit more work?
I like the lyrics. They're nice. I don't know if you might be telling a little much, uh,
Oh,
but
no. This was not going to be any. This is not going to be public.
oh.
It's for the tribute to the local heroes. You know, the challenge or whatever.
I didn't even know about that one. All I knew about was the church and the tunnel.
Yeah, well, I remember the other one, and I'm somewhat, well, it's not really what I do. It's kind of a hobby I had the last, well, 4 or 5 years of my mortal life, and well, it's okay. I like it, but yeah, it's not really my, solo thing. It's not really something I'm that used to. It's more or less, well, a lot more energetic. And she points to her getup and her hair, like punk rock, a lot
Yeah,
of screaming, a lot of destroying the stage, a lot of that.
yeah. This sounds pretty different than that. More
Yeah,
like
that's probably why I need a little, well, uh, just, well, not maybe not adjustment, but just a little, a little opinion here and there wouldn't hurt.
well, I like it. I don't know who it's about, and I don't want to overstep any bounds or anything. But I guess I was overhearing you do the tones for it, like the notes.
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea of how the melody is going to, and the tempo is going to go, but still need to work out a few kinks. But did it sound all right?
Sounded great to me.
Well, you know, it's kind of something I have a bit of an edge on, I suppose you could say.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah, my clan and stuff.
Yeah. Um, how long have you been in your pack?
She like reflexively just looks at her watch and just uh 2 weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, so still very
I joined them when, well, we made it when we got here to the city.
okay. Uh, 'Cause I still haven't found one yet. It's just a little stressful, I guess.
Well, well. I mean, I suppose mm, everyone needs, or should have a pack to for the safety when
Yeah,
we have to go to Quebec, and she kind of just squirts her nose at that when she says Quebec, and shakes her head a little, and just says, "Yeah, it would be good to finally get to fuck up some of these assholes."
yeah.
Well, you she looks at you, looks you up and down. Are you asking to join or something?
Well, I don't know yet. What's your pack about? about? I mean, are you even recruiting? And I
Eh,
mean, there's already a priest, so I don't want to make things redundant or step on his toes.
you won't. It will be fine. You can join. You can, be part of it. No problem. I'll talk to the others. It's not a problem.
Well, I mean,
Well, we're about, kicking ass and taking names. That's
yeah.
mostly what we're about. We killed the plague bearer quite soon after we were formed, and now we're waiting to go to Quebec. Simple.
That sounds simple enough.
Good. I'll hear out the others if if you're all right for joining.
But hmm. He seems a little pensive a moment before he lifts a hand to rub at his chin. So the other trials, there's the tunnels and all that situation with the church.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's worthwhile if we're able to actually manage these things. When it comes to us in the Sabbat, there's different ways that we look upon on life and how we exist within it. Some people call it like paths of enlightenment or whatever. Do you know anything about those?
You will hear like almost as and she just shrugs and just looks and beats me. I've heard of them, sure, but yeah, I'm too fucking busy to get into philosophy. Well, we all have some sort of philosophy, but not too much. I'm a kind of yeah. It's I have a lot to see to. I just don't. Well,
I got you. I got you. I mean, no pressure or anything. Just was wondering if you knew stuff and if you'd be willing to share.
I know a lot, but not regarding this. At least, well, I think there are a lot. Well, quite a few people, to be honest, who knows. Well, I suppose that depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific.
I'm not sure. I mean, I've already spoken with uh, like the Inquisitor about certain matters of faith, but I'm still kind of new to this whole thing, at least insofar as the idea of enlightenment and how the Sabbat view it.
As far as I see, a lot of the older people, well, older people, elders are, well, they seem to be quite into it. All these paths of enlightenment.
I wouldn't really know who else to talk to, and so far, you've been the most accommodating person I've come across here in this place.
Well, that's fucking sad.
I don't know, you seem pretty cool.
Yeah, try my best. So, yeah, actually, I've been speaking to, the widows.
Yeah,
Yeah, they seem, a little bit, a bit freaky. Like there was this one girl I knew once. She's reminds me of them, but well, well.
I don't. You keep saying, I don't know.
They seem to be a little too much into the torture thing. which is, I mean, I get it. We all have people we want to, you know, punish, but they seem to be, wanting, to punish him to punish people for their sins. I don't really know what to make of that. It sounds a little, eh, you know, not really my thing.
Huh. Not really mine either. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no problems with spilling blood. I just don't want to do so unnecessarily.
Yeah, again, it's a matter of opinion. I don't
Yeah.
think you can just say, well, this guy had it coming, and because of this belief I hold. I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just really not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, well, I don't think so.
Hmm. Do you have any other questions for me? I mean, as far as your music goes, I mean, the lyrics are great. I think they're doing pretty well. The tone is once again great. I'm not a musician myself, so I can't really help you there. I'm
Yeah.
more of a historian and
Actually, I
scholar.
was hoping that there may be people who could play instruments and shit. And
Oh,
well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to keep looking, but I think I'll be all right. I think I will be all right, Ulon, for the for what it's worth. But no, it's I don't know too much of those path of enlightenments, but well, like you can tell by this point, like there is she's not saying it, but you you can take a perception empathy roll if you want to.
uh, okay. Gotta bring up my sheet. My perception empathy total is 4, if you're willing to roll it for me.
Then I will just have one moment, one moment, one moment. And back again, and let's check if it works now. 4 dice. Yeah, I don't think you see anything.
Well,
No, it's fine. Like Natalia gets like you'll. I'll give you that much because she's not really. She auto fails because she's not trying to hide it. Like she stops talking and she seems a bit more thoughtful than normal, or like she's not waiting for something, but maybe there was something in what you said that made her think or contemplate something.
are you okay?
What? Of course I'm okay.
Just you seemed a little distant there.
You know, for a member of the Sabbat, you come across as kind of a pussy. You know that? Yeah,
Looking
just a
up into
little bit.
space like I'm thinking about something.
Yeah, it's just you're very thoughtful. It's not something I've encountered too much of. Just saying.
Yeah. And I'm not a pussy. I'm just not stupid.
Okay, whatever you say. I mean, perhaps you shouldn't poke too much at people's well, quiet moments when they want to just think for a second.
All
She
right.
looks at you and she looks at you and just like she's contemplating something. And she just, you know, fuck it. I'm not too old myself. I'm quite new to this as well. Uh,
So I
how
didn't hear that. What?
did you hear? Did you hear it or what?
I couldn't hear it completely. I didn't hear what she said.
Okay. She said, "Well, look, I am quite young myself, and you know, um, do you mind me asking if how long have you been one of us?"
Uh, I've been I've been a Cainite for 7 years, and I was a ghoul for 5 years before that.
She just nods, thinks for a moment. Okay. Sure. Um, okay.
What about you, if that's okay to ask?
Uh, uh, well, she, uh, she just, actually, she just stops and she's just, uh, uh, I'm a little younger, but it's not really important, right? We're all supposed to, yeah.
No, no problem.
So, are you, you going to study or something?
I was planning on it. It's mostly just looking up to see if I could find any journals or anything about anybody's particular studies on being a vampire. I mean, I think a lot. Like, like I'm really, what the hell's the word? Introspective, I guess. So, like, I've been thinking pretty off and on about how we exist, and it's through the blood, you know.
Yeah, 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 I suppose. You know, if you find, there are some specific girls who really dig that sort of thing. Keep that in mind.
I mean,
Mostly on colleges, but oh well.
yeah, but I mean, like, so you're young too, like me, so you remember what it was like before, where like every breath you take now isn't automatic. You have to make it happen.
Yeah, I forget it sometimes, but so
Just wondering how it all works.
well, we are arrested in well, I suppose you could say no, we're arrested in the time that we were killed, and we stay that way, and our bodies now fight every chance or every time that there is something different to restore it to what it once was, to that moment where we died.
I know that, but I mean is what I'm.
It's pretty clear function to me. I mean,
Well, I mean like how you know like how a living person like there's no need for them to actively breathe and their heart beats normally and all their other
uh,
functions work like that. But for
yes,
us,
yes, it's the autonomic nervous system that
yeah,
takes care
the
of that
autonomic
shit.
functions I know, but like for us, like we have to will our hearts to beat. We have to consciously utilize the blood to get us to even at least sometimes seem human again. It's just really interesting to me how we're capable of doing that now, and how it's no longer an automatic function. I'm just sorry. Sorry, I'm talking nerdy again. I'm just looking for understanding.
You'll notice the tie just stands there and just taps one of her fingers to her thigh a couple of times. Just yes, it's very fucking interesting. Excuse me a moment. And what was your dice pool for? Okay, this time you spot a lot. She seems upset, and you will notice that there is a small drip of blood in one of her eyes as she leaves.
Aw. As she leaves outright?
Well, she like the main question is, do you walk after her?
Um, Not at this time, because I may be dead, but I can still guess that I've upset her somehow, and I intend to make it up to her later.
She will come back like a minute and a half, 2 minutes,
Oh, okay.
and she seems to be okay again. Like with you had four success or three successes, so like you gather when she comes in, this is probably not something. This is nothing to do with you. It's nothing, not something you said. You
Mm-hmm.
gather that because else she would just leave and not talk to you. But she seems to just come back. And just right. So, have you gotten food yet?
Earlier, yeah, actually.
Hmm. It's been a good while since I've I don't know, had
Do
the
you want
good.
some company?
Yeah, if you're up for it, sure.
Sure.
Mm, all right, all right. Let's go. And a little time passes as the two will walk out and will walk to her car again. You recognize it from uh, before, and she will just wait for you to get in, and they'll drive a little to closer to St. Catherine Street. Just,
All
um,
right.
all right. So, um, have you gotten used to the place by now? Do you have like a favorite place?
For me to hunt?
No, for you to play the piano. Yes, of course, to hunt.
Well, I'm not hungry, so I don't really have
No,
to.
but for fuck's sake, when you have to do it, do you go here or do you have another place where you go to hunt?
Oh yeah, I got a couple places. Nothing really
Oh,
major.
okay, okay. Right. And she gets out. She's wearing like leather clothing. A punker or a biker would be the normal. Like if you just saw her, that's what you would guess. Somewhere in between. She just gets out and will go into one of the bars, and a little while will pass as she's just found a table and just so here we are again. Um, Tell me, where were you? No, and she looks around, make sure there's no one near. She'll move closer and like sit next to you so she can whisper or talk to you fairly low, and she just so where were you uh, in, introduced? Have I asked about this before? I apologize if I have.
When I what?
Where were you embraced?
Oh, uh, back in. I have to remember where I'm from. Uh, Rio. It was. Jeez. Well, in a very quiet voice. I was a ghoul for a long time before the embrace, so I was kind of familiar, at least a little bit, with my sire. I never really figured out his name, but I just knew he brought me along to things, had me do stuff for him, and I was quiet. I didn't. I was studious, and one day when he came to give me, his blood to keep me loyal as it is, uh, I guess he thought it was the right time. Didn't really teach me much after that, but I mean, with the years that I had already been kind of a ghoul under his wing, I'd learned enough, and I was properly introduced to the Sabbat, became true Sabbat after making my oaths and having my right of sorry, just it's I know what my creation rights, and it's kind of been on ever since, trying to figure it out, try to figure it all out, what it all means, and I've been studying the Book of Nod and everything, just trying to get answers.
Hmm. You know, I've never really looked too much into it. Never, well, I was never religious, not really, when I was mortal. I'd say my opinion on such things have changed, but well, then again, evidence of quite, well, supernatural things will tend to do that to it.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. Hmm. What have you learned? I mean, do you believe in everything it says?
I mean, a lot of it does come down to faith and this idea that long ago our ancestors, Cain's grandchildren, ate their parents and began what would be the clans. It kind of makes you, at least if you really think about it, a little sick knowing you're descended from that. You're still
Well,
descended from Cain, I know, but like our grandparents,
well,
you know?
it falls quite uh, much in line with, well, when you get really thirsty, some of the feelings you get.
Oh, I know. But from what I've read, it was a conscious decision on their part, not like in the midst of frenzy. They diablerized their own parents intentionally.
Mm. Talk about the original sin. Mm. And just, you know, I'm just curious about some of these things. I don't want to piss off or anyone up in the system. So,
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to us and it, like the Camarilla or others, don't mind diablerie at all. I'm okay with it. But
would you do it?
yeah,
I think I would too.
if it came right down to it, if someone isn't worthy of the blood, and we are, we should bring ourselves closer to Cain.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, like that was not convincing in any way. There was obviously something there, but she just turns and just she seems to focus on someone in the room. Um, there are two guys who are, well, there's like four or five guys actually, who are seemingly having a night in the town. Uh, if you didn't know better, you would say that they walked off the set of a like a remake or a theater production of Wall Street with Gordon Gekko. Like they are quite obviously businessmen or stockbrokers or something like that, investment maybe bankers. They're quite young and they're quite noticeable because it's there's a lot of like uh, next rounds on me. I bet you like 2,000 that this is not gonna like they're flaunting certain things.
Yeah.
And Natalia seems to like stare at them.
You want me to watch your back?
She doesn't answer you.
Good enough for me.
She doesn't move. She just sits there.
Now, Jack hasn't had that much experience with frenzy, but should I attempt a roll to see if she's a little tempted with how hungry she might be?
You
Sucks.
can roll. She seems intense, but like you've seen frenzies before. Like you've seen things. It might be related, but it's like she seems. She doesn't seem like I want to drink. I want to drink. That's not the vibe you get from her. She just like her brows are a little furrowed, so she looks angry.
Like out of recognition, like she might know somebody?
Maybe.
Keep quiet. Stay out of it.
She gets up and she says, I'll be right back."
I'll be here.
Um, and Natalia will go closer to them. You'll notice certain things. Well, there are two of the guys, of the five guys, have female friends with them. At some point, like 4 minutes later, they go to the bathroom, and Natalia follows them into the bathroom.
All the same bathroom?
Like to the women's bathroom. You can't look in there to see
Yeah.
what happens. But she just goes with them. And it takes like, you're sitting there and you're maybe, I don't know how patient Jack is, but he might be thinking, like, this is bullshit. Like, what the hell? And
Yeah, this is bullshit. What the hell? I understand people have ways of feeding, but what the hell?
um, there's like 5 or 6 minutes pass, and then one of the women, they come out and, well, the two women come out. One of them is getting their clothes or their coats, and one just goes over to one of these banker guys and takes her drink or what's left of it and throws it directly into his face. And she seems extraordinarily pissed.
Oh dear.
Natalia returns with a bit of a smirk on her face. She just comes down and sits down.
Satisfied?
Yeah, not quite yet. Uh, what's she looks around. Who do you want to? I mean, you a knife guy or a fist guy?
More fists.
Okay, who do you want?
Oh. Oh.
Like, it's clear that she's not talking about feeding.
Talking about.
That's fairly apparent by now.
I'll take that guy on the left.
Okay, good. Like, she sits there for a moment. Um, I will just out of character say that blood is being spent from Natalia's side, and since there is no DM and this is not like they're not going full ham, but Natalia will just go and order a bottle of something.
Okay.
Actually, what she'll do is she'll go up and she'll I'll roll for that just to have it there. She will roll her manipulation subterfuge, which is fucking, or appearance subterfuge, which is fucking through the roof. I believe she is somewhat successful in getting him to get her a lot of a drink, meaning a bottle. It was like, right, oh, honey, you're right after my mind, or something to that effect. He says, just a little bit more crude, and she'll just thank you, asshat, and she will take that bottle and smash him in the fucking face with it. You see Natalia just take up this whiskey bottle and just hammer this guy the fuck out with it, and yeah. Uh, for two of the other guys, they just run, and the other, like, what seems to be the guy now, the now unconscious guy's friends, just look at Natalia and just, what the fuck? And a small fight ensues.
All right.
Uh, I I don't think we need to roll for it since this is not a fight in that sense. We can, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be spending a blood too, if only to activate. I know in Requiem it was called the Blush of Health.
Yeah, it is blush of health still.
Yeah.
Like you look human.
Look human, and if I get cut, then I'll bleed normally.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
it's like that. Yeah, sure. She has
because not like, oh no, his wrist has been cut. There is nothing
oh,
coming out. What the fuck?
3, so that's plus. Yeah. Actually, just don't do anything, but just to save time and just for the sake of it, since these guys don't have stats, a fight ensues. Like Natalia takes a good couple of punches, and like there is a bit of, but like she's gotten a few punches in and a bit of maybe a knee to somewhere, and at some point she'll just look at you and just run.
When she runs, um, that's when Jack will just get an annoyed look past his sunglasses.
Well, I mean,
And then run after.
yeah, like she seems quite happy as like a couple streets away in an alley, like where you stop. Natalia just looks up at you with a big smile on her face. She says, "Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for it. But that was good. Just what I needed."
I'm glad. Finish what you start. Make sure they're all down first.
Nah. I just needed to hurt them. That's fine.
All right. How do you feel? Feel good?
Yes, very much.
Good.
Very much better. You?
I feel fine. Just gotta wash this shirt. That's fine. No problem.
We
Worse
need to
things have
borrow
happened.
one? Do we need to borrow a shirt?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, so where are we headed now?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, actually, I have no idea. We found someone who needed a good beating. So, yeah, I'm good. I suppose I should look at the song a little bit more, but nah, I can wait. So, yeah, is there anyone anywhere you
Excuse
would
me.
want to go? I mean, I could take you.
No, no, I'm good. I'm good. I was glad to, keep an eye on you. Not that you needed it, of course. You were happy good.
She gives you like a side eye and she says, keeping an eye on me.
Well, I mean, I don't want to ask for your stats, but I'm assuming she's got decent brawl ability.
Not really.
Oh,
Like,
well,
but
Jack does.
you, the way she, like, when you talk to her, like the way, are you a knife guy? You're guessing like maybe she likes swords or knives or like stabbing weapons. Maybe.
Ah, yeah, well,
Uh,
yeah,
Also,
Jack's
then like
definitely
the
a
way
bit.
she actually had that bottle and swung it and things like she know exactly where to hit. So
Yeah, so
like,
she's better with something in her hands than just with her hands.
yeah, I'm like that's your guess. But as you say that, she says, no, you perv. You know, there is some guys who, when they say keep an eye on you, is quite a bit of another thing. You know, a thing that most of us, as far as I know, is not we're not really do anymore. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like keeping you company. I'm not your
Christ,
keeper.
I know I'm trying to either make a joke or make a guy joke. You know, every guy I knew was always pussy. Every fucking time, like, oh, it's funny if I just mention a hot lady or something. So I'm trying to be a guy to have guy humor, and you say nothing. She just
Uh,
looks at you and just shakes her head a little bit. Just, never mind.
Sorry, things don't work that way for me anymore.
Yeah, I know. Well, make the
I mean, don't
time
get me
positive.
wrong. I guess you're very conventionally attractive, but
No, it's not. It's not that. It's more. Never mind. It's just. Mm, again, she seems to be preoccupied by something, and she will just right. Let's go. Let's get that. And she will walk to her car, and she will drop you off wherever you want to.
that would be back at the cathedral.
All right, she will drop you off, and she'll just thanks for the fight, and I will speak to you later. All right.
Yeah, sure.
She will close the door after you and drive off. And as the two part ways, I believe this is the moment we will end our scene. Thank you very much, players for playing, watchers for watching, and Frenchy, Montreal wishes you all a very good night. Praise Kane.